Good day, family. Sabelo here. We want to welcome you to our family empowerment time where we get to sit down and discuss couples related issues, get to give each other tips, some of which are survival skills in as far as marriage is concerned. We thought let's take advantage of the state of affairs that our nation is currently at, not only our nation, but quite a number of nations across the globe. We believe this finds you healthy and well, free from COVID-19, and comfortable in your homes. This day we going to be talking on keeping the marriage love tank full. It's very important that the love tank of our marriages be kept full so that we are able to cover the mileage or the distance that we are expected to cover as couples, because the truth is we are stuck with each other for the long haul. Therefore, though other things like food, maybe even water, and a lot of others may not be there, but it's very important for love to be there at all times and at all moments, especially in a time where Jesus, when you read Matthew 24 verse number 12, says, because of the increase in wickedness, many people's love shall grow cold. If I were to paraphrase what Jesus was saying here, I would say, because of the increase in wickedness, many people's love tanks shall run empty. And therefore, it's very important that now and again we keep on checking the gauge of our love, and if it's going down, we see how we assist each other to feel it, so that we can get going, so that we can get running at all times and at all moments. And I know somebody sitting there may ask, why specifically love? Love, because love is a basic human emotional need. Now I understand why God's primary and key intervention after he had lost, or after the fall of man, was based on love. John 3 verse number 16, for God so much loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting love. Therefore, love is very, very primary, is very, very important. Actually, according to a Jewish psychologist, in what is known as the Maslow hierarchy of need, love and belongingness sits right at the top. And therefore, let's look at a few things that can assist us, at a few things that have assisted myself and my wife in the past 19 years we've been together, to keep our love tank at the level that we desire and we want it to be. And we believe this is also going to assist you. We believe this is also going to help you as a couple. Recently, Facebook ran a Snap survey or a poll on the question, how many of you feel like roommates than couples? And you'll be surprised to hear that about 60% of couples said they now feel like roommates, which means love is on the attack. Love has a lot of challenges in the days that we are living in. And therefore, somebody may ask, how can I keep the tank of my spouse full? If you are to keep the tank of your spouse full, it's very important to understand the love language of your spouse. Your spouse's love language may not be your love language. Just like Swahili and Siswati may both be languages, but they are not the same. If you will say to a Siswati spouse, "Niyakupenda," she will not understand because you have not spoken her language. In fact, chances are that he or she may associate what you've just said to painting, because in our Siswati language, when you say "Niyakupenda," you're speaking of painting. But if you are going to say "Ngiyakuthanda," then you have spoken his or her language. He will respond accordingly because you have spoken his language. And therefore, it's very important to understand each other's love language, because at the end of the day, what I have seen over the years, you find that what works for another couple may not work for another couple. What works for another spouse may not work for another spouse. So I want to briefly share some truths that I have sourced from a book by Dr. Gary Chapman on the 5 languages of love. And I believe with these tools put in your hands and you willingly and agreeing to use them, at the end of the day, you will see the tank of your marriage filled with love, and you will be able to run the distance that I expected to run, especially in these challenging times that we are living in, where marriages and love itself is seriously under attack. Number one, maybe not in their order of priority, Dr. Gary Chapman speaks on quality time. When you speak of quality time, you're speaking of giving your spouse undivided attention. In other words, allowing your spouse not to compete with TV, allowing your spouse not to compete with social media for your attention, not to compete with the children, not to compete with the newspaper. Giving undivided attention could be someone else's love language, which when he is given, he feels loved, he feels appreciated. And I must do mention, couples, that quality time is a powerful communicator of love. I'll say it again. Quality time is a powerful communicator of love. And maybe let me take this time and speak to spouses out there who are workaholics. How would you feel after all the hard work building a successful career? You find yourself alone. Now that you have your PhD, you've climbed the career ladder, you are a guru, you are a mover, you are a shaker, you are a game changer, you are a global player, you are a great preacher, you are a renowned motivational speaker, but your spouse is gone. So I want to say to every workaholic out there, there are moments where you need to slow down and create quality time with your spouse. And one of the best things that I've seen that help in creating quality time for those who are mobile, you get your car, you just take a drive. If you can't take a drive, you just take a walk. And in those moments, you get to share your dreams, you get to share your aspirations, you get to share your childhood memories, you get to share your dating memories. Those times are very, very important. So if your spouse's love language is quality time, make sure that now and again you speak that language. You do that. When you do that, your spouse will feel loved. And when your spouse feels loved, the level of the love in the tank rises up. And when it rises up, then your marriage is able to go where it is supposed to go. And number 2, it is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation speaks to giving compliments, cheering each other. If you say to your spouse, you look boss in that suit, or you look good, or you look cute in that outfit, sweetie or baby, you know what you've just done? You've just put fuel in his love tank. And that statement on its own has the ability to fuel him or fuel her and keep her going for the long haul. So when we speak of words of affirmation, we're speaking of verbally affirming each other, appreciating each other. Actually, appreciation changes the emotional climate in a marriage. When appreciation is done, it gathers the clouds in the skies of that marriage. And even if that marriage was in a wilderness, all of a sudden there begins a drizzly. In a matter of time, you're going to be seeing a lot of rain, changing the wilderness state of that marriage just because of appreciation. And therefore, it's very important for couples to learn to appreciate each other, learn to replace nagging with complimenting each other, inspiring each other, be each other's cheerleader. If your spouse is a preacher, after preaching, after sweating, just saying, what a great message you preached today, that puts fuel in her tank or in his tank. If he's a business person and has been out to do a presentation, you just say something along that line and it really encourages him. Number 3 on the 5 languages of love, it is acts of service. When we speak of acts of service, we're speaking of random acts of kindness, helping in the kitchen, helping with the laundry, helping in the garden, helping with the kids. Just like little foxes can mess up with the vineyard, it is the little things that matters in the marriage. It's not about big cars and big houses, as much as those things are good and they are appreciated if the means to get them are there. But it is the little things that keep the love tank full and keep a marriage going and keep a relationship going. Things like doing the bed, things like assisting with washing where you can. I know that some of these things may require us to visit our stereotypes depending on the cultures from which we have been brought up. I know somebody may say, I am a man, I cannot change a diaper. I am a man, I cannot be doing all those things that my wife could be expecting me to do. Number 4, it is giving gifts. That will mean remembering each other's birthdays, remembering anniversaries, remembering a lot of other things, coming up with surprises. Guess what do I have for you? Number 5, it's physical touch. And when we speak of physical touch, we're not referring per se to sexual advancement. Things like holding hands, petting in public, shoulder massage, holding hands when you pray, giving a welcome hug. Your spouse should not come back home and it's like just anybody has come back home. It must be different when your spouse comes back home. Let him or her be welcomed with something that is unique to him. And I tell you, physical touch is a powerful weapon for communicating love. In summary, we saying if you're going to keep the love tank of your spouse full, you must understand the love language of your spouse. And if you are going to understand the love language of your spouse, you must have insight on the 5 languages of love that we've just touched on, which include quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, giving gifts, physical touch. I believe with these few truths or few nuggets, your marriage tank is certainly going to be filled with love and it shall be kept going. Thank you so much for having us in your time. From me and my wife Slelelwe, wish you all the best. God bless your marriage. We love you. Thank you.